Today, I'm sharing with you a few things that I used to struggle in manifestation because I want you to know that if you are struggling with something right now, you can overcome it. At some point, it's going to become natural, like second nature for you. Because what we are doing now is a big change of mindset. We are working through all of the things, the beliefs, the assumptions, the programming that we have gathered growing up. And not always it's going to be easy because that was how we used to see reality for such a long time. And now we are changing everything. We are questioning everything. So it may feel like a struggle. It may feel like a battle, but you guys can achieve that. You guys can start thinking and seeing life and seeing yourself in a different way. The way that you are thinking and feeling about yourself and your life is going to change. If you persist, if you decide, I want to change myself. I want to have a different experience in life. I deserve that. So I'm going to continue persisting in changing my mindset and becoming the version of myself that I want to become. And that's what we are talking about today. But before I get into it, hello everyone. If you're new here, my name is Al. Welcome to my channel. If you're in need of coaching, go to the description box. The information is there. But right now, let's get into today's topic. So guys, as I mentioned before, right now you may be struggling with something or a few things. It could be changing your mindset. It could be being disciplined and consistent or following through. It doesn't matter what you are dealing with. You can achieve that. You can become that version of you. Even if in this moment you feel like it's impossible, like you cannot achieve that. And it's not your fault that you are feeling that way, that you are thinking that way. It is your state of consciousness. It is your programming. It is the comfort zone, okay, that you're in. It's the habit, what you typically gravitate towards. The good thing is that you can break habits, that you can change. You have done this before many times, and it's not something that is unusual. Our entire lives is about change. We change the way that we look. We change the way that we think. We change everything. Our entire body is in constant change, okay? So instead of looking at this as something that is unnatural, that is not normal for you to do, see this as something that you have done before, that you can achieve too, even if it feels difficult in this moment right now. But change is part of who you are. The way that you used to see life 10 years ago is not the same way that you look at life now, okay? There are changes. So this is the proof that you can change. One thing that I struggled with was putting myself first, because I grew up with the idea that doing so was a selfish thing to do, because you always should put others first. But that kind of thought was suiting others, but not myself. I was doing everything that I was supposed to do, but at my own expense. And then I decided to question that. Why do I always have to act that way? Why should I always put the needs and wants of other people before mine? It doesn't make sense, because I have to fill my own cup first, and then I can share with others. I cannot share from an empty cup. Is it easy to think that way? To change your mind completely and say, from now on, I'm going to fill my cup first. It did not come natural to me, okay? But what helped me was the idea that I could commit that today, every day, I would be the best version that I could be for me, not for others, for me. So today, I'm committing to choosing me, the best that I can do. And step by step, even if it's baby steps, you are going to get that. You are going to change your mindset in a way that you feel comfortable with the idea of prioritizing yourself. And it feels so weird saying this out loud, because it should be natural for us to choose ourselves first. This summer, for example, I had to take some time for myself. And you guys did not notice because I had a lot of things pre-filmed. But I needed to have some time for myself where I was not thinking about creating content. The me some years ago would have said, no, I have to do this because there are people out there that want to hear from me. They want to know what I think. But this time I said, it is okay. Take your time, do your thing for as long as it has to be. The most important thing is that I feel well to share with others, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to share anything. I chose to prioritize my well-being. And that is another thing that used to be difficult for me to do, to prioritize my well-being. If I had to say no, it was definitely not because the way that I felt, because I would do things anyway. If I had committed to it, I would do it. I remember when I was at school, kids, typically when you're sick, you stay at home, right? I went to write an exam and I had 40 degrees fever or like 104 Fahrenheit. I didn't care. For me, it was normal. I have an exam, I'm going there, I'm going to write it. And I have always been that way. But now I choose to be different. I choose to take care of myself. And if I'm not feeling well, I'm not going to do it. We need to be in the right mindset to do whatever we want to do, because the intention behind everything that you're doing is also important. And try to share from an empty glass. Okay, you can't. There's nothing there to share. So sometimes you have to take a step back, take time for yourself, and then you can focus on whatever you want to focus. And you guys are probably going through the same situation that I'm talking right now. Okay, part of manifestation, especially if you have a strong resistance, is taking breaks for yourself. And I deal with people who feel really guilty when they have to take a weekend or a week off, okay, and say, this week I'm not doing anything because I'm feeling unwell, because I don't have the energy. If you're feeling overwhelmed, it's a sign that you need some time for yourself, because it's not always about that desire. It should never be about that desire. It should be about you. It's not a contest of doing stuff. It's not the law of doing. Those who do most are going to achieve it. Manifestation is what feels natural to you. If you're struggling, it's not feeling natural to you, then maybe you need a break. You have to tell yourself, I need to take care of myself right now, regain my energy, put a pin in it for the moment, and then next week I take a look at this from a different perspective, from a different self, from feeling differently about myself. I rarely struggled with the 3D, and I know how fortunate this sounds, especially when almost everyone deal with it. But growing up as a kid, I internalized the idea that everything changed. And I saw all the time that the less attention you give to something, the faster it changes. Okay, so you can just leave it aside and it's going to sort it out for itself. This was a belief that I had. But when I learned about manifestation, then something really tipped for me. It was like wanting to control everything that happened in the 3D. And for some time, I started struggling with the 3D because I was hyper aware of it, hyper aware of the things that I was not being able to control. And it came from the wrong idea of what it means to be the God of your reality, the creator of your reality. It's not like I can say now, oh, this is how it is, and then this is how it is, or throw a tantrum and be like, this is what I want, and this is what I'm getting. It's not about that. It's about becoming. You manifest what you are, not what you say, okay? What you are. If what you say align with what you are going to experience that, okay? If it doesn't, you're not going to experience that. The most important thing is who you are. It's not about controlling the outer world. It's about controlling your inner world, the ideas that you have about who you are, the feelings that you have about yourself and your life. Okay? That is coming from your assumptions, from your beliefs. So it's about changing that. The good thing is, when you change that, when you change your inner world, when you change your beliefs and your assumptions, and you start feeling differently, thinking differently about yourself and your life and others, then you are going to see that reflection in the outer world. So if you redirect your energy, the thoughts you have and the feelings you have about the 3D and your circumstances, if you redirect this to your inner world and you start processing the feelings and the beliefs that you have about yourself and what happens with you in your life, how people react to you, how the world reacts to you, who you are, then you are going to achieve what you want. Then it's not going to be such a struggle. Then you are not feeding the circumstances, manifesting the life that you want, the version of you that you want to experience. Take something from you. You do have to sacrifice the beliefs, the assumptions that are not suiting you. They're keeping you where you are right now. It should be an easy task, but often it's not. Often we resist because we are used to be this way, to think this way, to feel this way, okay? But if you persist, if you always remind yourself, I can be whoever I want to be because I am the creator of my reality. I'm the one deciding the storyline. So if you persist in that idea, if you persist in those assumptions and beliefs that you want to have about yourself, and I'm not saying that this is going to be easy peasy, but if you persist, you are going to see results, even if it's small ones. But please don't do this mistake. Don't start thinking like, oh, it's too little of a movement and I still have this circumstance. Do not focus on the circumstances. Focus on everything that is changing. Appreciate it, okay? Be grateful for it. Because by doing so, you are feeding it. You are making it stronger. You are making it grow. And that's how you change your entire self-concept. That's how you change your circumstances. That's how you evolve, how you change yourself, okay? That's it from me. Thank you so much for being here, and we are going to talk soon. Bye-bye.